And we're live. We're not going to add weather to that graphic. Tonight, we've got the guys from 2A Guns and Gear, Gun Channels. They're headed back up to Maryland. Ross and I are here live from South Florida. We made it. Shout out to L2D Combat and T-Bar. Sponsors of Gun News Weekly every single week. Ross in the house.
In Florida.
Kind of different. I feel cramped. I'm going to tell you already. I feel
I'll give you some
slightly
space,
cramped.
I'll give you some space.
But appreciate.
I feel like I'm ahead. Like, people
Let's
see
change
me.
that camera.
Yeah,
just a
that's
little
fucking
bit. There you
crazy.
go.
But
Shout out
welcome,
to everybody jumping in. Shout out to all our friends jumping in on Facebook. It is Thursday night, middle of a hurricane. You've seen CNN. You've seen the Weather Channel. You know what's going on. We hope that everybody that we were just with is somewhere safe and able to jump in and watch the show tonight. Ross and I just got back from what will be known as Big Three Fall 2016, the year of Matthew.
The year of Matthew.
Shout out at the beginning of the show and at the end of the show to our buddy Q and everybody else that we know is literally in harm's way. This thing is going to hit Melbourne, Orlando, Daytona Beach, all the way up to Jacksonville, and then into South Carolina, etc. Be safe, needless to say. And we do have a couple gun-related stories to the hurricane. But we'll also have just a couple quick stories in the gun world from this past week, and then we'll get right into Big Three recap.
Recap of Big Three.
Right on.
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it. I'm going to turn off that weather guy because I'm sick of all the graphics interfering with my ADD.
Gotcha. Well,
They would have put me on drugs back in the day if they had tested me, like me and Steve Pepino. Can you imagine if they had taken us and put us in a room, trying to figure out if we were active kids?
guaranteed. Guaranteed. Poster children for Ritalin.
Most likely. Let me move this box out of the way. Because we'll get to that later.
Yeah, that's one
Maybe.
we got to open later. That'll be a good one.
Maybe we will.
See what's in it.
Right. All right. So first story of the night, Florida emergency concealed carry law may see its first use in Hurricane Matthew. I don't know if you're aware of this, but Rick Scott's been on TV telling everybody that this storm's going to kill you and all this other stuff. But he also, it's been noted that it's been signed that he has this thing called, trust me, we've been running hard today trying to get stuff ready for the house here. It's HB 209, SB 296. It creates an exceptions to Florida's prohibition against concealed carry of a weapon without a permit by allowing adults not otherwise prohibited from possessing that firearm to temporarily do so while evacuating. Why would they do that?
Well, it's fantastic because in an evacuation situation, I used to watch this one YouTuber all the time who was part of the Katrina evacuation. And in that situation, they actually were confiscating weapons from people.
Right.
And you're easy pickings. When you go out of town with all your valuables in an evacuation, you're easy pickings. I salute the guy for letting you guys protect yourself down here.
48-hour window after an evacuation has been ordered. And they did literally go up and down the coast and evacuate. I've seen so many different numbers, but I know it was at least 1.5 million people have been evacuated up to South Carolina. So you have all these people with guns in their homes and, again, going to different places. You're going to a hotel you've never been to before. You're going to a foreign town, wherever it may be. Again, you have the right to protect yourself.
Absolutely. And I don't know about you, Kevin, but my guns are some of the most expensive things I own. You know what I mean?
Point.
I mean, as far as single items I can carry around, I guarantee you that my gun collection's going with me if I ever get evacuated.
I'm mad because Casey's having trouble getting in.
Yeah, damn it. What do we do about it?
We're going to have to test it earlier in the week and get him back in.
Yeah.
Casey's trying to get in.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry,
dude.
buddy.
Yeah,
sorry.
we really miss you tonight.
We'll make it happen next week. It's a 48-hour window that does not allow. No, here it is. It should be noted, however, that not all public shelters, for example, the shelters right here where I'm in Broward County, allow firearms in their facilities. Now, at the same time, do you think they really have a metal detector at the door for the concealed carry people?
No.
I can't imagine they have the staff to do that. And there are 33,000 people in 54 public shelters across the state right now. That number is expected to double by today. So that's the other
Boy.
place you could be going. You could be going to a shelter. Shit goes down in shelters.
Dude,
You
for
need to be
sure.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that, yeah, thank God they don't have metal detectors, because I would think that a shelter would also be a very easy place for somebody who wanted to have ill intent to come in and take care of business on a lot of different people. You know what I mean? And not necessarily from a violence perspective, but from a stealing perspective. I mean, again, you got all your shit in your car. You got all your shit in a U-Haul. It's trippy, man.
Yeah, it is. It is to think about. I mean, what guns would I take? How many could you possibly take at one time? How would you do that? And thank God we didn't get evacuation orders. But again, for those people that did, now think about the other people, the people that chose not to leave because they wanted to stay and protect their homestead, or they just felt like it wasn't going to be a big deal, whatever. They wanted the challenge, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Or animals, elderly. There's so many different things that come into play that would change every individual person. So there's all these people that are now at home. Obviously, when looting goes on, all those types of things. So you have all these evacuated houses up and down the again, prime targets for bad people that want to do crime and go get a bunch of flat screens when it's hot.
Yep.
Police can't possibly be there. The officials in the state have also said that if you have not evacuated, don't call us, because once it's here, we can't come help you. I'm
going to tell you something. I totally disagree with that position. I understand that people are putting themselves at risk, and there are people that, that firefighters shouldn't have to go in and put themselves at risk, but that's their job. It's a risky job. They know it when they sign up.
But they put a limit on the wind. They say if it's this many miles an hour, we're not putting our officers in harm, and that's what they say. They say I don't know what the number is, but again, Rick Scott's also reached out to President Obama, and 1.5 million Floridians are currently under evacuation.
Well, and I think overall, Rick Scott's done a pretty darn good job of getting this thing done. I know that we were evacuated out of the hotel today at noon, so it was right. It was right there. I think he did the right thing. He's doing the right thing by allowing you guys to carry, if you're not already a concealed carry permit holder, and he's certainly not taking the extreme measures like they did in Katrina, which totally backfired on them and caused more crime than if they just left it alone. So, for what that's worth.
Right on. All right, a couple other quick stories I'm going to jump into having to do with guns that came out this week. Like I said, we're going to talk about a lot of real guns that we have to play with and examine, and some new stuff. Texas jewelry store employees used a AK-47 to stop 4 armed robbers. Go check that out over on Controversial Times.
And don't ever tell me nobody needs an AK.
Apparently he did.
If you got a lot of people coming after you, an AK is better than a pistol.
At least 3 store employees drew their concealed carry firearms at the same time and returned fires on the suspect, striking one of the shooters multiple times, killing him instantly. It's quite a story. Gun-free Waffle House location robbed twice in 3 weeks. It's gun-free. Except the criminals take the gun.
We're not going to go in there. I say it. I feel like a broken record sometimes that criminals aren't going to obey laws.
Let's jump over and reintroduce the guys who are jumping in with us, because now we got a Maryland story. The 2A guys and gear are here along with Gun Channels. They're literally driving back to Maryland right now. Guys, you with us?
Yep, we're here. Hey, what up?
Right on. Good to have you with us as always. We were talking. The Maryland handgun licensing law has been challenged in federal court. Basically, what's happened is a Second Amendment organization got together and challenged the state's handgun qualification license that you guys got to get, which basically, beyond a background check, beyond all the other things that you normally have to do to get a concealed permit in most states in the country, all of these other things that you got to jump through, all these other hoops that you got to go through that make it really difficult. You guys want to speak on that for a second?
When do you guys want to take it?
So in the state of Maryland, we have a right to purchase license card. It's similar to the Ford card system, but there actually is a significant, financial burden placed upon the citizen to acquire that card. The citizen must complete a 4-hour course. That costs money. Depending what county you live in, that cost can vary. Minimally, I've seen it for as low as $50 to $80 usually. You also have to submit a FBI background check. This FBI background check is not free. It is not provided by the state. The burden of the cost of the FBI background check also falls on the citizen. You You also have to do a federal live scan fingerprint. This is the same type of fingerprint that anyone who's getting a security clearance level job must also obtain. This is one of the most costly procedures of obtaining fingerprints. I know down in Florida, when you get your concealed carry permit, you walk into a police station and it costs you $12, $15 to get fingerprints. We have to do the digital ones that are, depending where you go, about $65. And that doesn't even include the application. So you have all these cost barriers. The application also costs money. It costs another, what, $50, $60?
So what's the total cost?
It's about $200. It's about $200 or over, like in between 180 to like 230.
And then you submit it.
It's going to cost, if you want a $500 Glock, it's going to cost you $1,000.
Really?
When it's all said and done.
Yeah, and so you literally have to license yourself just to have your Second Amendment. So your Second Amendment doesn't start until X amount of dollars have been spent.
That's ridiculous, and it's unconstitutional.
Well, they're gonna challenge it, and it looks like they're going after it. There's a couple other long-running lawsuits out there. Check out guns.com if you want to read more on that one. A couple side notes: Marine picked the Glock 9mm of the 1911 for their Spec Ops. Did you read this article or hear about this? Doesn't it go back and forth all the time?
It seems to, although I think, except for a select few hardcore 9/11 guys, I think everybody would agree that the 19 is a far more capable weapon for what they're doing.
Agreed. Side note, just because we talk about it and then we forget about it and kind of forget that those dudes are out there, but basically an ISIL supporter was caught plotting to kill U.S. troops. Federal authorities announced charges on Monday against a Bangladeshi immigrant accused of plotting to kill U.S. troops in the name of an international terrorist organization. And they 24-year-old blah 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 went after him, and the good news is they caught him.
Yep.
And he's one of these, I guess, basically when you start bragging in advance of doing things, it's a pretty enough of a red flag to start the investigation, and then they go down the road and they end up finding all this stuff about this guy.
Absolutely. Well, and not only that, Kevin, but it's proof positive that just because we got a hurricane, things like this don't stop. Even though the media stops reporting about it and they want to sweep that stuff under the rug, it's still happening. It's still going on.
True. I don't have the story, but a clown got shot. We've been talking about this, I think, longer than any of the other media that I've seen talk about this. These clown pranks. And all of a sudden now in the past couple of weeks, literally it started with me last week before, but by the middle of the week, I got a text or a message from the mayor. Our mayor's really active, and he said, hey, it was first thing in the morning. Actually, it was his Facebook, but I messaged with him, so I thought it was a message. It wasn't. He said, hey, no worries about the clown stuff. Local sheriff's department and FBI are all over it. It's a hoax here locally. Mm-hmm. And then I got up, and it seemed like St. Louis stuck in my mind, somewhere in Ohio, and one other state. There's these creepy dudes dressing up like clowns trying to either be seen or whatever. And now all of a sudden they're being shown with weapons. That's what I'm hearing. So the clown thing, I don't get it.
When you do stupid shit to scare people and they're scared for their lives, you can probably expect to get. There he is. What's up, Casey?
Whoa.
He has audio. Holy cow. What's up, brother?
Dippity doo.
How'd you make that happen?
It's on my phone. I don't know.
So it's your computer.
We're gonna figure this shit out next week.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
figure it out. Good to have you on board, brother.
Yeah, you too, guys. Good to see you.
All right. Yeah. Just a couple other quick stories, and then we're gonna get into Big Three pretty heavy. This one I just gotta mention. Gun show surveillance by Fed causes stir. And I read about this article, and basically they have people that are now revealing that license plates and these types of things are being recorded by federal agencies in California at gun shows.
I read about it.
So if it's happening there, I'll jump to that next conclusion and say it's probably not the only place, but question is why?
Because there has been an acceptance by the media and by the people to let these things go by the wayside. The government has weaponized all kinds of different agencies to go after their political foes. And right now, two Ayers are political foes. It's just the way it is. And you're talking about California. You're talking about the communist state of California at this point. And it really, again, I hate to keep sounding like a freaking broken record, but the corruption and the political class that we now have, we let it happen. Now we got to fix the problem. So,
all right, let's go right to there. That's a great segue to this one, which is gun control hits the ballot in November. I just want to mention it because, again, this is right around the corner. We're doing this show to make sure that people are aware that gun rights are your natural born rights to defend yourself. These are the types of initiatives that actually are on the ballot right now. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger if I can. Voters in Maine and Nevada will decide whether to expand background checks for gun buyers. In Washington State, where activists passed a background check measure 2 years ago, voters will decide whether judges can temporarily stop people who pose threats to themselves or others from possessing guns. And in California, voters will decide on measures that can ban high-capacity magazines, whatever high-capacity magazines mean, and require people buying bullets to first undergo background checks, as we talked about last week, for a competitive shooter, for our Olympians, for our 6-time gold medal Olympian winner. She would be not able to do what she does to train today. Just on that training side of things. Not to mention, I think I read that meme I put out this week. What did it say? 300 million guns and 1 trillion rounds of ammo. If there was a gun problem in America, you'd know about it.
Certainly would. You certainly would. And you know, it's an overreach. And what part of do not infringe, will not infringe. I just don't know what part of that these guys think that is inadequate.
They're dropping a lot of money. Again, Bloomberg, he's already spent $8 million to advance different measures in Nevada, Maine, and Washington State. And that thing in Washington State was definitely a result of him.
How many homeless people could you take care of with $8 million? How many people could you really save with $8 million versus going after something that, you know, like you said before, 300 million guns out there, 1 trillion rounds of ammo, and we get, you know, a couple of shootings here and there. You know, I mean, perspective wise, big 30,000 foot view wise, it's insignificant numbers. Of course, I understand that if you've lost somebody to that, it's not an insignificant thing, but the numbers alone from a statistical standpoint are insignificant compared to the death and destruction that happens from homelessness and not being able to get shelter and not being able to have food. And we got lots of people in the US that could take that $8 million that they're using to try to get one little measure passed that says you need a deeper background check that's not going to help at all.
Or pass something like a bullet button.
Yeah, man, the bullet button thing. Well, that's so stupid. And this money could really go to help, and yet we allow it. Well, this is private money, but it's allowed to be put into these things that logically make no sense.
Right.
Sorry, my rant's done.
No, there you go. You guys want to add anything to that?
Hang on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got the computer to work somehow.
What?
Casey, you rock, man.
Dude, it's we'll explain it later. Hey, are the Maryland guys still on here?
They are.
Yeah.
If you guys can hear me, can you still, as a business owner, get a concealed weapons permit?
It's probably the only way you can get it. There are loopholes to it, and having a business tax ID is the #1 loophole of how to obtain one.
Okay.
It takes a little bit more, but I don't want to go into that online.
So all that stuff we were talking about earlier about Maryland is not about getting a concealed carry permit. It's about getting a permit so that you can own.
Right, no, but this is a general question for a friend of mine that wants a concealed, and I did some checking in a few months back. It was like if you were a recent victim of a violent crime, a business owner, and something else.
That works with cash. It's got to be a business owner that works with cash somehow, wasn't it?
Right, which she falls
pretty much, yeah.
She falls under those criteria. So,
strip club.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what really sucks is that our state's hired those folks, and we continue to vote for them.
That's true.
It's time to make a change. It's time to do the right thing. And that's not the right thing for Maryland. It's not the right thing for Maryland citizens.
All right, let's move on. Like you guys,
so you know what they're actually, but like you never really touched on like what they're actually challenging in the law, like what aspect of the law. Because my biggest thing with that isn't so much like my two biggest things with like with that law has one always been the financial burden put onto the citizen, and two, the accessibility of it. For example, like I can go register to vote at a library or a post office or an MVA, but these other things, there's maybe 3 places in an entire county where you could do just one step.
It sounds like it's in.
So if someone moved from another state into Maryland, if they wanted to have their guns, they immediately have to start this process?
No, not to have them, but if they ever wanted to purchase a new one, they would.
Okay.
Yeah, this is only for purchasing new handguns.
Roger.
So, for example, I don't have my handgun qualification license, but until I get one, I cannot purchase another handgun in Maryland. But I'm good to go with the handguns that I already own.
Just steal some from Schwell.
That's unbelievable. It sounds like they're going out of their way to make it difficult for you to own a handgun, or at least buy a new one.
Exactly.
So is the ultimate goal then, in your opinion, to like that 100-year plan where Maryland will be gun free because all the guns will rust out in 100 years and nobody will be able to buy them? Or I mean, what's their ultimate goal there?
I think they're trying to make it or discourage people from buying by making it difficult to buy.
Right.
I think it's the end game.
Because if you honestly take a brand new person shooting and they're like, oh, I might want to buy a gun now. And you're like, great, let me sign you up for this 4-hour class. Then you got to drive to the other side of the county to do this fingerprint thing. And oh yeah, then you got to fill out this application.
And you got to drop a bunch of bucks.
Yeah, pee in the cup here, ain't nobody gonna do all that.
And then 30 days later, you get permission to get a goodbye gun.
It's insane. It's insane.
All right, let's change topics. Let's talk about guns. Social, I think this is going to relate, jumping right into, again, the new media at Big 3 and how that all relates to what we're doing. Social media boosts business for gear makers. Gun gear makers are pushing their marketing towards Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as millennials continue to gravitate to this online means of consumerism. Millennials, people reaching young adulthood around the year 2000, spend close to 5 hours a day on social media sites, with 54% admitting to doing most of their research and shopping online. Imagine that. Those in the industry say more browsing means more exposure for businesses that might not see the same levels of interest online. And then it goes on to say later that, where was the one? Oh, the major platforms, Facebook's surpassed sister site Instagram and competitor Twitter as the most profitable. The company alone was estimated to earn $15.5 billion in ad revenue in 2015.
$1 billion.
Say that again, $15.5 billion in ad revenue. So they're bringing in $1 billion plus a month in ad revenue. And not only that, people are realizing, again, I don't pay Facebook.
Right.
And I'm leveraging those relationships on Facebook for most of our distribution for Inspire.
Absolutely.
We're doing it to, again, try to drive traffic to TacDaddy.com and Everyday Carry Life.
Did you say
We're doing it to
billion?
promote our friends. We're doing it to promote our friends and events like Big 3. Say again?
Did you say billion?
That's with a
Billion
B.
with a B.
15.5 just on Facebook.
Wow.
Yeah, the numbers are pretty big on, and that's on people who are paying, because they know that when they pay, again, a small budget, it's got to make sense for their return on that investment in terms of sales, whether it's product or service or whatever it may be.
Well, I can tell you right now that TV is a lost art, and the internet is going to be the next major entertainment platform. And the advertising you get on it now is obviously what we do at Big 3. We're part of that media that comes out and looks at these products and tells you guys about these products, which then drives you to their places to buy these products. It's a booming industry, and it's a great industry with tons of great people, as you know from the show.
hear a lot of rain.
Yeah, rain and
It's
wind.
raining good now.
Yeah, it's here.
Hey, Facebook, sorry, but you're going to have to jump over to Gun News Weekly's channel on YouTube to follow the rest of this. My phone's going to die.
Yeah, we got Facebook on the line, guys.
So there's quite a few people watching. I appreciate it and appreciate you jumping in. Half past the hour almost. Once again, thanks to HPR Ammo, L2D Combat, and Key Bar for supporting Gun News Weekly every single week. And we'll be talking about Lanzang and Grizzly in a minute.
Yep, head over to the YouTube chat.
Yep, we'll see you there in a little bit. But we're going to check out on Facebook now. See you next time. Peace. Sorry, it's going to go loud for a second.
Yep.
That's what it does.
1 second. So anyway, let's what are we doing next here? We're gonna roll.
We're gonna get into Big Three. Let's do it. Let's
do
talk
that.
about what we had going on this week. First of all, let's just do the whole shout out things.
Absolutely.
Swell, unbelievable, brother. What you made happen under circumstance was again phenomenal, and all the feedback I'm getting from, again, we'll call it media and companies. Again, you did what you could. No one can predict that kind of weather, or it actually, again, it's going to hit right where we were.
No, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Not last year, but in the spring, it was awesome, and I'm like, man, I don't know how you could possibly top that. And then you get there, and you're like, holy crap, they have really done a lot of work to the place. They really did a great job with getting everybody through in the day and a half that they had.
Hold on, let's give kudos where it goes.
Yeah.
We're going to start at the top once again with
Absolutely. CJ.
Once again, you got my text. I appreciate everything as always, and it was a fantastic event. The new pistol range is I guess, again, what he's been working on, because he loves the
Absolutely
tractors,
awesome.
and he gets out there and makes it happen and makes that place the next level.
Yeah.
Guys, you want to speak on the facility again? You've been there a couple times as well.
Yeah, we thought it was they extended the pistol range and just everything they did. It ran real good this year, especially the way they had everything set up.
Yeah, I agree. I think just that having that pistol range alone, it made so much more, or gave so much more space to everybody up on the firing line. So you had a little bit more elbow room, so everybody's kind of spread out, which was nice. And
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Worked out really well this year.
Say that last part.
I said everything this year just worked out really well. So
Agreed.
With all the improvements that they've made to the actual physical range, plus the big thing, and I think all three of us liked, was the 30 minutes of shooting and then the 15-minute ceasefire. So that was perfect. That was like the best improvement yet. So it's great for us video guys, so we can get some quiet time to shoot our videos of interviews and things like that.
Right. So what he's speaking on is basically in the morning, all morning, we had all the briefings in the big room, and then out on the range, the rules were 15 minutes of live fire, half hour off, 30 minutes off, right? So we were able to set up cameras, talk to people, and get engaged, and then have the live fire. But like you said, if you're shooting a video or talking to someone on camera or whatever it may be, you had the quiet time that you needed, or at least you had the time to get the attention without. And there were some loud guns.
There were some
a couple loud guns in the middle of that range.
Yep, and lots of steel out there. It was a good time, And quite frankly, I enjoyed shooting the guns. But like I said earlier, man, some of these guys are just fantastic people, and getting to know them and their product and their history. It was just awesome, man. Just an awesome time.
Hey Ross, if you had to guess, how many rounds do you think you put down range?
Oh gosh, I probably personally only put down 10 or 15 mags worth of
I was gonna say
ammo.
a few hundred for Ross.
Yeah, a
for
few
sure.
hundred.
A few hundred for me as well.
But and that sounds like a lot, but you're
But wait
loaded
till
up
you
with
hit. We're going to
tons
go
of
through the
stuff.
list right now, and we're going to mention some of the stuff that we shot along the way. So you'll see that we definitely got it in.
I
Oh,
can't
man,
wait
and
to
wait-
start watching the videos roll out.
I got some footage.
No, I'm sure you did.
A lot of people did too, so it'll be good. IWI, big sponsor of Big Three. Just going to mention them. Weren't able to be there because they showed up. Hurricane was coming. They have another event that they have to be a part of that's on their schedule, and they would have been.
Sorry we missed them, man.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward
Well,
to that, shooting that X95.
But that'll happen, of course, in the future.
Yeah.
Palmetto State Armory gave away an AK.
They did.
Shout out to Palmetto State Armory and the guys there. They had a wide range of weapons. They had all kinds of stuff.
The AKs were beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really were beautiful.
American-made AKs, and it seems like they're one of those forward-thinking companies that's always, all right, what's next? What's next? What's next?
Yeah, I got a lot of flack online at some point, but I agree with you, man. I think they make great stuff. Like I said, their AKs are beautiful. They are really beautiful guns. And we shot them well.
We had, I got some footage. They had a couple 4-inch circles hanging by chains with pop packs on them at the Remington booth, who's up next. They had a 10 millimeter 1911, and I didn't realize it was 10 millimeter until after I shot it. Honestly, because there was an extra 1.5 to 2 inches on that sucker. I mean,
Yeah.
it was
a long gun.
but had a nice. I remember it was a red fiber optic with a blacked out back, and once you put it on that target, it was boom, dead nuts.
I knocked that thing off the first shot, so I was pretty happy with it.
So Remington was there.
Yeah.
Nikon was there. They had their scopes on a couple different weapons throughout the range.
They did.
So we were looking at those a couple times.
Gave us a sneak peek of some stuff that we can't talk about, but that was nice.
Exclusives.
Exclusives. I'm sure you'll hear about it first thing.
I had a blast and got some great slow-mo footage with Amtac suppressors.
Yeah, that 9
These are the
millimeter.
suppressors that, Casey, you'd like them because basically, if this is the end of the if that's the end of the barrel, they go completely down and over almost all of it. So basically, only about 20% of their can sticks out beyond the edge of the barrel.
And they are so not gassy. They're the
Right, I was shooting
I
that full
swear to
auto
God,
one.
the least gas out of anything suppressed that I shot.
Yeah, most pistols aren't too bad. So what is the upper engineered for, or was this on a 9 millimeter like carbine?
No.
It was-
That one was, but it's they do it for all their guns.
Okay, so it
Rail is the issue. The rail is the issue a lot of
got
times.
you. Yeah.
Armalite was there. Shout out to Nubs. I mean, what can you say about hanging out with the no-handed shooter? Once again, I get to see this guy 3-4 times a year.
Dude, I got to tell you
He's
something.
so cool.
I'm gonna make an on-air suggestion here. Haven't talked to you about it before, but you got to get him on the Inspire series.
Oh no, that's gonna happen.
That guy is inspiring. If you watch him shoot, he is one of the fastest, most technical shooters I've seen, and the guy got no hands.
I know, and he's humble as hell.
Oh, he's awesome,
He's super
dude.
cool, dude.
Super awesome.
Shout out to Armalite. I know Jeremy wasn't able to make it, but they did have reps there.
Yeah.
Got to shoot the Armalite guns.
Love their guns. I love their guns. I think I like their muzzle brakes. Their muzzle brakes rock.
That's a tunable muzzle brake, which is similar to another company that showed, but theirs is different because you have to drill into the actual metal and remove metal. So remember that for later.
Yeah.
Bond Arms was there again. They had their little. There's a picture on Instagram. I had their little handgun.
Their bullpup. Yep.
No, not a bullpup. Bullpup's a big gun. Their little handgun.
No, it's a bullpup handgun. Yeah, that's what it's a bullpup handgun. And it's a reverse loader. It's I want to say it's a Bilderberg design, but that's not the name of the damn thing.
It's Boberg.
Boberg. Thank you very much.
Boberg. We actually did a video on them, on one of their guns about a year ago.
So they are a very neat gun, didn't you think?
They are. It's a very unique gun. It was actually designed by a NASA engineer back in the day.
Yeah.
And I guess the guys at Bond Arms bought the rights to it or whatever, and now they're kind of redesigning it, working out some of the bugs. So it's a really cool thing.
Yeah, very cool platform and very compact for what it is. I mean, you get a nice, relatively long barrel with a very, very small footprint. Very, very good design.
Cool. Yep. Let's keep rolling. Glock was in the house.
Glock in the house.
I mean, everyone, including a real 18.
Yeah.
Some people got some good footage of that. Tactical. Help me, guys.
Tactical, the clamshell optics holder for your pistols, for any pistol, and the holsters, which are look to be a very viable.
That's Tactical right here out of Lake Worth. That's who it is.
Yeah.
I can forgive me.
Yep.
It's been a long, quick day.
And they make some good stuff.
The real lightweight aluminum optic holder that goes around kind of on top of a Glock. Casey, you know what I'm talking about? You don't mill it out, but he also had a holster for that unit.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's excellent. I'm sure.
I think that's Ross. I think Ross put a picture on Instagram of stuff.
I did indeed. I put it up on Facebook. It probably got reshared.
Facebook, okay, yeah.
I think Eric might have reshared it.
No, I saw it on
out to Eric.
Facebook, man.
Shout out to Eric from the gearlocker.net. Actually, while I'm doing it, shout out to the guys from We Like Shooting. Great seeing you as always. VSO was in the house. Great to see those guys, including Bacon. Skinny Medic. Dude, his first time, I know he had a great time.
Yeah.
It was good to see Dietrich in his checking that out for the first time. I know he had a good time shooting.
Yeah.
And 2A guys in gear were there. Gun Channels was in the house from Instagram. What else? Who am I missing? Help me out. Media guys.
Oh, how about Mac?
Mac from Military Arms Channel.
Yep.
All the writers.
Oleg Volk was there.
Oleg was there,
One
but
of
there's
the-
too many
yeah.
writers to mention, and I'm
Yeah.
not mentioning that Tar dude. And there was a bunch of other ones, but great people. All the writers, all the YouTubers. If I didn't mention anybody again, I just jotted that down real quick.
Yep.
Midwest Industries was there. They basically were showing people their new rails for the AKs,
Yep.
and again, awesome stuff as always from American-made company. So shout out to the guys from Midwest Industries. Spike,
Shout out Mark.
we will do that.
Mark.
I got a list, homie.
Yeah, we're out there.
I got a list, homie.
Hey, I'm the one getting the award, so let me just hold on to the list at the same time, okay?
He thinks he's got the award wrapped
It's
up.
amazing.
We'll see about that.
He thinks he's a host now. Spike's Tactical was in the house with the Pipe Hitters Union rifles, which I shot all of them. Great video on that. Can't wait to show you that stuff. ShootSteel.com provides all the steel. They talked for a hot second as well. It was a hot second.
It was a hot second. I'm not a fan of that hot second thing. We were talking about that earlier.
Eagle Imports in the house again with the Versas and all the 1911s. I actually got some great photos of those guns again. Whatever the light was right with the sun.
Absolutely.
I looked at a little bit of footage, and that stuff's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, that is good stuff. And the Versa, that they make some pretty decent, pretty good shooting guns.
Yep, and they gave away, and some new dude that showed up won one of their guns.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
we'll see what he ends up getting.
Another shout out to him.
Now, said to me, what's the new thing that you saw that Casey's gonna want? That's right here. Casey. Lithgow Arms USA.
Oh,
Had a couple of these guys. Where's my hand down
very
here?
nice.
And
Is
again,
that,
we were talking a little bit in the Facebook pre-show about the fact that you pull the trigger a little bit and you're shooting semi. You pull it hard and you're shooting auto. I didn't shoot that gun. You did.
Some people really liked it and some people didn't. But I thought it was pretty. You know, I agree somewhat with the statement earlier that I kind of like not having a selector switch. You use the trigger as a selector switch, but then again, I also agree with the trigger is super heavy and what I would call a little sloppy. But that's only because of my familiarization with an AR trigger and not the two-stage.
Not gross. Sloppy.
when you say auto, are you talking about gimmicky triggers, or is this like a post-sample full auto gun?
No, I believe that the way they have it currently set up, the trigger is a light pull gets you a single shot, and you continue to pull back for full auto.
Casey, if you check out Schwell's Instagram, there's a picture of him with a great smile and me realizing that's the last time I'm going to try to look hard holding the gun. Sitting with it. I'm going to smile from now on.
Yeah.
Look like an idiot. All right, Desert Tech was in the house with their $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 long distance rifles. You know, these crazy guys that are gonna, again, go shoot 2,000 yards and try to hit an elk, shit like that in the middle of Utah.
When I got all the money in the world to spend, I'm gonna
They were
own one of
fantastic,
those. They
don't get me
are
wrong.
awesome rifles.
Sven and his wife were there from Manticore Arms. They make all kinds of great stuff for different guns. So check
Yeah,
out
you got to check them out. Check out their website.
Manticore's. Again, it's too
Much to mention. Yeah,
but
they make.
what
so much
I
good
like is
stuff.
their Tavorsik accessories. A lot of the stuff they've done for
Yep.
different things there. Geisley was in the house. You know all about their triggers. Again, what's pretty cool is they've got the AK with their AK trigger in it, the Tavor with their Tavor trigger in it, and they just got everything lined up. The other thing they had was a braided buffer spring.
Yeah.
Apparently, the braid does something to the sound. You get rid of the twang noise.
It's a harmonic balancer. They braid three.
harmonic balancer.
Yep, it's a harmonic balancer. They braid three wires together that actually provides the spring, and as a result, they get a much crisper recoil profile, if you will.
Huh.
Did I miss Wolf?
Wolf Ammo, you couldn't
Yeah.
miss them.
I know
They
they're
supplied
there.
all the ammo.
I know
didn't
that they're there, but did they?
Yeah, they
did
were.
Oh, say again. You guys are breaking up.
Presentation of today, so they presented it probably. I don't know.
Did they have the 1x4? Is that what they were showing?
What say again?
The new one of their optics, that heavy duty 1x4. Was that what they were showing?
Oh no, they just gave a quick overrun of their ammo line.
Oh,
and
right
then
on.
They also off two of their new uppers. One in 6.5, and then the other one was 5.56.
Got
Piston gun.
Yeah,
Was it
Piston
Creedmoor or Grindle?
I believe it was Grendel.
Okay.
And again, Wolf's been on board from day one with the big 3 events. First timer, Falcor Defense, Clint. That was cool.
Yes.
They got some cool guns.
They have some very nice guns.
I was sitting there thinking to myself, we're looking at Spikes, Falcor, and Lanzang 5.56 rifles.
Some of the finest
Honestly,
manufactured rifles in the world.
honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, you rank them. Throw them up and,
Oh.
and let me have one.
Lanzang, I'd put as one of the highest quality hand built rifles I've ever put in my hands.
Yep. I didn't get a chance to shoot Langzang this time because, again, it was a one-dayer, and the guys that were on the tower when I went over there, I knew that was the first time that they were really getting some trigger time. Those guys are pros when it comes to shooting long range. These are guys that place in different events, and to be able to, again, ATAC, Allie got to spend some time with Ryan last time, and again, she came away from that a better shooter just with 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
Those guys were having a blast, and I know all about those rifles, and we'll be talking about Lanzang more, especially at the end of the show. Someone watching tonight is going to chime in. Actually, let's do that right this second at 9:43. If you are a subscriber to the Gun News Weekly channel and you're watching right now and you want to win, you need to type into the chat on YouTube, "I want to win," and we'll pick someone before the end of the night.
Boom. That's easy.
All right. HPR Ammunition and Taurus. Great stuff.
Absolutely.
The judge with the
Their
engraved
10th
10
anniversary, man.
10th
Awesome.
anniversary judge. I got some cool pictures of that because it's engraved. It's nice.
I really
I
do
shot
like
it for the
that
first
pistol.
time too. You shot
Yeah.
the judge last time.
I
I
did.
shot it this time. It's cool.
It's cool, and you know, I got a snake problem at the hacienda. I shouldn't say it that way. At the house, I got a snake problem, and that gun's going to solve my snake problem.
Cool. Polycase ammo.
Hacienda.
He called it. You called it.
Damn
Thank
it.
you. He did it. That is really fail. All right. Polycase ammo. I didn't have too much time on that. Did you spend any time with the polycase?
I did last time. I didn't this time.
You guys? Polycase ammo?
They didn't come out this time because of the hurricane.
Yeah, I think
So I
they
think they were
bailed.
on the list, but they did not
Got
take
it.
it.
Thank you.
They
Thank
were
you.
at IV88.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
And last year, to be honest with you, that's some pretty decent composite ammo.
I remember those.
I really had no problem with it.
But we don't have time.
Yep.
All
There you
right. Shout out to Jared in the Triumph. Again, Jared was there showing us that now you can sync up several of the different pivotal trainers at the same time. You could literally stage them in shoot houses for training, all kinds of different stuff. And the great thing about Triumph, once again, is these products, we saw them from prototype, the first phase, to now full production. So go over to triumph-systems.com, check out the different training things from the pop packs to the pivotal trainer. It's great stuff.
It's great stuff. It's a great company, and I got to say that I really enjoyed the time I got to spend with Jared. And he called him A-Bear, but I wish I remembered his first name. But dude, you guys were awesome. I look forward to you next time down at Big 3.
I may or may not have stolen a pivotal trainer. I may or may not have. I got the target behind me, but I'm the actual.
Yeah.
You may or may not see that.
And you know, I'm just going to throw this in there. I think this product pairs very well with one we're going to talk about further down on the line. Not sure when that's going to be, but
It
when
might
we
be
talk
right now
Yeah.
because you spent time with, and I did not, UTM, Ultimate
I
Training
love
Munitions.
this product.
Did you guys see this UTM?
What is that?
That is
Refresh my
the,
memory.
that is the marking rounds and the silent blanks and the battlefield blanks.
We did not get a chance to see them.
Neither did I, but he did.
Boy, did I
Tell us
spend a
about
lot of time with these guys. These guys make first off, they got 3 products. Their first product is a silent blank.
Now think about this. When they first said this, I was like, they made a silent snap cap? Why would you do that?
A silent blank that cycles your weapon. Doesn't matter what weapon it is. You can use your own barrel, everything, your weapon. And you use these and you pull the trigger and that gun cycles back and all you hear is the cycle of the gun. Now, a lot of people, sorry, man,
He's yelling.
yeah, I am. A lot of
Excited
people,
about fake rounds and shit.
oh, this is such an exciting product. And dude, I don't rep for them. I don't get nothing from them. I took their thing. I looked at it objectively and it is a cool product. So these snap cap or these silent blanks, they cycle your gun. They work just like a round. Nothing comes out of your barrel. You don't hear anything. For the first time shooter, it is an absolute must. I honestly believe that if you shot these first, you would almost get rid of the desire to correct the shot. I mean, we're shooting these things off. The gun is cycling and there's no sound except for the gun cycling and it's controllable. And man, what a great product for the first time shooter. Then you get into blanks that make a noise, but don't shoot anything out of the barrel of the gun. I mean, we're literally holding paper at the barrel, an open AR barrel, and bang, you shoot it and nothing happens. The gun cycles, the round comes out, it makes a pop, and then they go as far as to make a marking round. And there are other manufacturers out there, but these guys are bringing it to us, the civilian market.
Bottom line is it's now hitting the civilian market.
You guys got to check these guys out.
UTM, it's
UTM.
Ultimate Training Munitions. Make sure you check those guys out, and we'll
Yeah,
have.
I wish I could stop by on that.
Yeah, I'm on their website right now. It looks pretty amazing.
It is pretty amazing. And you're looking at, I think he said 52 cents a round. You're not talking about crazy expensive, for what it is. And like I said, I thought anyway, we got to.
We spent a lot of time on that, but great product. Please check them out online.
Yeah, they've got a lot of
awesome.
calibers, a lot of stuff, a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah, they got a ton. All right, so now let's get the home stretch here. A bunch of great companies still to go. DDI was there. I shot that full auto American-made AK. It was flawless, and I watched a bunch of videos of people shooting it the weekend before, and it just kept on rolling.
Kevin, that's exactly what you expect from DDI. The full auto AK was fun.
It was.
But boy, that can got hot.
That was Krebs, actually, which was the next one.
Oh, yeah,
Krebs was there.
yeah.
Mark Krebs was there with his wife. Again, if you don't know about Krebs Customs in the AK world, you're missing out. But basically, he had a few of his weapons there.
Yep.
There's just some different things the simple things. It's an actual thumb flip of the safety, and it actually works. There's just a couple things with those guns that he's really thought out and done.
A lot of AKs this year.
There was a lot of AKs.
A lot of AKs. This may be the year of the AK.
MGI was in the house.
Yeah, it was last year. I gotta admit.
MGI was in the house, and again, quick shout out to Mac and everybody. But basically, little things that you don't think about. This is the Defender D-ring, which again, inside your AR. We had a long conversation about why something like this makes sense over the traditional O-ring. We'll talk about it more in the future for sure. And I got my hands on another one of their buffers. I have one in one of my guns. Yeah, it's a little bit heavier, but boy, does it make a huge difference. And they have documented 1 million rounds on that with a police department that they've worked with. So make sure you check out MGI as well.
Is that the company that makes the Hydra gun?
You got it.
Yeah.
Call off the Hydra. Bring
Yeah.
on the Hydra. Every multiple caliber, change
Yeah.
the magwell, change out the bolt. Yeah, you're.
And yeah, they make great products, but Mac is a fantastic dude too. I got a chance to spend a lot of time with him too. Thankful for his time. And again, man, these people in this industry are just awesome folks. Do it.
Brand new holster company at Big Three for the first time. Probably going to be my first video because it's just cool stuff, and I had a good time talking to her. Basically, it's all called MTR holsters. It's custom leather, but it's not the custom leather price. I mean, I think that's my tagline for that. I mean,
And it's really high quality stuff. I mean, they're stitching and
yeah.
and they're the things they do to the edges of the holster go above and beyond what you would get.
I really
at
want to try their
most.
product because I don't have a lot of holster products.
Yep.
And they're right down the road from Nate Square Tactical, by the way, so we'll throw that shout out. Good North Carolina folks making great quality products, but she had
Absolutely.
they had an array. And again, I got some great pictures of some of their stuff, but I think she mentioned elephant and bison
Horse
and horse
and
and
alligator
Yeah.
and whatever you can basically think of. They'll find the highest quality stuff they can for you and build you a holster.
but
out
a
of it.
holster you would think would cost you a couple $100 because A, it's custom, and B, it's made of something exotic. It's still $79, $89. The
Oh.
prices I was hearing, I was like, wait a minute, why is this? But the quality and the amount of time that they put into these things. So we'll be talking about MTR holsters a lot in the future, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Shout out to our friends at RS Regulate. What's up, Scott? Sorry you couldn't make it, brother. And I'm going to leave the last one that I have on my list. And I'm sure we missed someone, but I'm going by the official list that I got in advance.
Mhm.
So help me out. And anyone we missed, as always, you'll get preferential treatment next week. Somebody just shoot me a message and say, you forgot me. And I promise I will. Oh, I have a couple here. Breakthrough and VZ Grips was there.
Oh yeah, VZ Grips. They're doing some amazing things
Really cool
with their
stuff
grips.
with
Yeah.
the G10. And then another one that I had here was Warfighter equipment.
Warfighter.
These guys and gals, fantastic folks, really nice. What I really liked about the one concept they have, and I can't explain it without showing it to you, but they have a holster, Kydex, and the connection system you could wear in mesh shorts. You could wear as a lady who wears yoga pants, and when you draw your weapon, it holds it. Stay tuned for that because it's a design thing more than anything.
It is a design, and this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this guy was working for the State Department.
And yes,
This is some interesting stuff. Decent, a decent, different way to carry mags. That's what I thought about his stuff. I thought it was a very innovative way to carry mags.
there's the website you need to go check out, Warfighter, and they spell it that way.
Yeah, check out that website.
Check out
Good
that
stuff
website.
coming.
I don't know the name of that holster, but you'll see what I'm talking about if you start looking at their inside the waistband holsters.
Mhm.
And last but not least, my new shades from RX Tactical. What you got? RX Tactical. This guy is awesome. He's an awesome person. He's got an awesome company. I learned a little bit more about the companies actually after hours. He makes
Like Jim McMahon over there, like he just won the Super Bowl. In
Hey, dude,
86.
I just want to shout out, first of all, that these things are prescription and they are badass, dude. I mean, I was telling him that I swear to God, it's like I put on laser beams. I can almost see through people with these damn things on. I'm not lying, man. They're awesome flipping ass glasses. And dude, the guy running the business is one of the coolest guys I've ever met.
They're out of Colorado. He basically used to hand make every single lens. They've grown the business enough. They've got full-time employees. They've got a badass machine. One of 10 in the country.
Yes, one of 10 in the country.
wasn't-
Had to go to Europe or
Got to go to
Italy
Italy
to get the
this
damn
machine.
thing.
But basically,
Yeah.
he's able to make curved prescription glasses, and then he knows his stuff in terms of the different brands he works with the frames and all that kind of stuff. But also has, again, that ballistic glass.
That's what these are.
That's what those are.
All of his frames.
Okay.
So last season or in the spring at Big 3, he brought out a pair and he shot them with some.
Buckshot.
It was buckshot. It was steel buckshot from 10 feet, and not one single pellet penetrated the lenses. He shows them everywhere he goes. He shows them. They are badass lenses, and they are very quality made prescriptions. Very quality.
How long have you had those, Ross?
I got these from him. I delayed a bit and kind of procrastinated getting my prescription thing done, but I got these about a month ago from him, and dude, it's changed the way I drive, man. I spend more time looking at the mountains than the road.
Wow.
Hey, listen, I want to let you guys know, the two old guys on the chat, you guys are going to need prescription glasses to see me pick up that award because I'm walking away with it. So make sure you got your prescription on when I pick up that award.
Nope, I got them on. I don't see nothing happening there, buddy.
Talking about that award? Talking about the one that's right next to me?
Better have your
It's not in your
prescription
car.
glasses on it.
That's
Like
not
you're
with
not
you.
gonna sleep.
That's in your imaginary future. Let's get back to reality.
Hey, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, going back to Tactical RX with those glasses, we actually did a video on that. I guess what was it, about a month or two ago now?
Yeah.
A month or two ago. We actually put them through a torture test, and we blasted the living daylights out of them with
I saw
a
that
Keltec KSG, 1911, and a bunch of other stuff. So everybody could check that out too. So those glasses are the real deal.
That's on the 2A Guys and Gears YouTube channel. I also just realized how. God, I always remember. I always forget. I'm looking at this hat. Marty gave me this hat last night. Marty from Talking Lead was there, as always. Great to see that guy. He's a rock star. That was fun. And I also needed to make sure I shout out the Fountain Beach Resort in Daytona Beach.
Those guys are
Rich hooked us
awesome.
up. They
Yeah.
take care of us every time we go there. They treat us like family. We appreciate it. Sure, I'll jump in your chat later. And I think that's it, guys. Can you think of that any other company that I missed?
There was Pantheon Arms. Did you get them?
Pantheon.
Pantheon.
How did I miss that?
The
Let's talk
Dolos.
about that. Let's talk about that for a second. How many guns can you get into a backpack? One big
I
bag.
counted like nine.
Nine ARs, case. 9 Dolos. Is the difference?
In a bag you could put on your back.
Yep.
I don't know what he's going to do next year. Last in the spring he brought a can of whoop ass.
Ammo can opened
Yep.
up and pulled out a gun.
Yep. Heck, actually, I thought he might have had 2 in there at one point.
Right.
And then this year he pulls out 9 out of a backpack. Man, I can only wait until next year.
Anything else? I think we got them all.
I think that's all that comes to mind.
All that comes to mind.
Well, I just want to put a special shout out there to CJ and to Schwell and to Q and to all the range guys out there. You guys really made that event something special. I was proud to be a part of it, and I really, really appreciate and thank you guys for inviting us down.
Cool, man. And again, for those of you that don't know what it is, hashtag Big 3, hashtag Big 3 East, I'm sorry, and hashtag Big 3 Media, but it's also big3east.com. And then you'll be seeing the content from all the people we mentioned and more, I'm sure, coming out in the coming weeks.
So what was your favorite thing? Sorry.
Oh, man, we were asked that earlier.
I
What was my
asked you
favorite?
that.
What was my favorite thing? There was just a few. Oh, man, you tell me.
All right, let's make it easier. What was your favorite new gun?
Favorite new gun that I got to see for the first time. I got to give credit to think that there's an American-made AK that's full auto that's rocking like that. Again, that's being mass produced, that you don't have to send to somebody special. You know, I'm gonna go with the DDI AK. Oh, and because of the longevity, because again, that's the same gun. And talking to the owner, we know that that's exactly what you see is what you get, and they're doing it right.
Are they making a milled gun now too, or is it just the stamp?
I don't think so, but I could be wrong. I know he's got some underfolders. I know he's got some other things coming that people have been looking for. They've got some really cool shotguns there too that we didn't talk about.
Mhm.
Isn't he out of Tennessee?
Yes,
Yeah.
good people.
Gosh, if I had to say the gun that I really enjoyed shooting the most was, well, it's not a new gun, but I'd have to say that the Krebs. I had a good time with the Krebs AK,
They're always
Um,
nice. They're always.
and I got to closely follow that by that 9mm down at the Amtech booth. I thought that thing was
I had
just
fun
fun.
shooting the suppressed weapons this
Yeah.
year. I did. They were. Oh, wait a minute.
Don't forget the Lithgow.
Hold on, we forgot the Lithgow too. But did you? I'm changing my vote. I'm not changing my vote. I'm adding to my vote.
Yeah.
That 308 suppressed Amtech. That 308.
That Remington 700P.
Dude, it was
Oh.
a 308 with a can on it, and you can't believe that you're shooting 308.
I thought I was shooting a 22 out of it. I
Seriously.
loaded the round, and I'm like, unbelievable.
Subsonic 308's quiet. I mean,
It was awesome, dude.
Not only was it quiet, KC, but the thing had almost no recoil. I mean, you could have been back on target in like a second, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
it was
because
like
it's-
nothing.
it's 1,000. It's 1,000 feet per second. That's
Yeah.
my Remington bolt gun with my can on it. It doesn't move and it's quiet.
Yes, sir.
Love that thing.
All right,
Yeah.
who won the barrel from Lanzang?
Okay, first one out of the bag here. Let's see what we got.
I got a couple entries in there, so
Case, no, you're not registered to win. We got blind shooter decline.
Oh, there you go. Blind shooter, you're the winner. Of the,
Dude, I got to show you this thing. This thing's badass.
It's right here. We've got.
Oh, look at that. That's a bolt face that's tuned.
This is that stainless steel 308 barrel that you
Holy crap.
go find. There's a video for it on my channel. But you won. We'll
Dude,
get it to you.
that's from
That's
Lanzang.
from Lanzang Tactical. Shout out to all those guys. If you don't know about Lanzang, make sure you go check it out. Go watch the video on the CAS 22. When you buy that rifle, you're actually
So what was just one? The bolt?
and,
and
the
the
barrel.
barrel?
The
Yeah.
bolt is
The
a
bolt's tuned to
match.
the barrel?
Yeah, it's tuned to
Oh man,
that.
that's sweet.
It's a good prize. They helped us out. They're good, great friends, great guys. Run a great company.
They do.
All right, that's it. Make sure you check out those episodes of Inspired that are out. Look for the new ones coming soon. GunNewsWeekly.com and TacDaddy.com. And we didn't even get to Casey. You ready for this? Because I'm
ready.
late. You have no idea. And guys in the car, you have no idea. Next week, I'm teasing it right here. We will find out how Pac Mama had an AD with her taser in a restaurant. But we'll talk about that next week. Y'all tune in then. Until then, peace and love. We'll see you then. Later.